Believe me when I say that market research reports are B2B thought leadership gold. But here's the thing. Most reports kind of miss the mark. Maybe if you're doing it in-house and following a template like this one right here, they can end up looking like walls of text with overwhelming data and no clear takeaways. Or worse, maybe you work with a market research company and are pit against multiple sponsors who are basically your competitors and can steal your leads away. And don't even get me started on working with companies like Gartner or Forrester. They're really great, but you'll likely have to drop over $200,000, and that doesn't even include the licensing fees to use the report. And one of the bigger drawbacks, in my opinion, is that you likely have no control over the results, which could portray your brand in a negative way. But what if you could create a polished and actionable and credible report, all without breaking the bank? In this video, I'm walking you through one of the best market research reports examples I've ever seen. It is an infrastructure as code security report that we did for our client Snyk. And I'll break down why it works and share some tips about how you can build a report that also positions your brand as a thought leader while generating leads. Watch till the end and you'll know exactly how you can get started really easily, whether on your own or working with us, especially if you're in B2B tech. Alright, so now let's get started. I have it open right in front of me, and first things first, I already love that Snyk's branding just immediately catches my eye. You know, it's really clean, it's professional, and it's bold. The cover just tells you exactly what the report is about, which is infrastructure as code security and all the latest insights and best practices around this topic. And this isn't just about making it look good. It's about, building trust and positioning the report as something that's worth reading and even sharing. Now, moving inside, one thing that really stands out right away is how focused this report is. It's not a 100-page report that's trying to cover too many topics at once. Instead, it's really tackling a timely and specific challenge, which is how companies are securing their IAC and offering clear takeaways for improvement. And the last part is a really smart move, and I'll explain that in a bit. Moving along, I think the next thing I really love about this report is how easy it is to scan. It's loaded with things like graphics and charts and comparisons that really just make the data stick. For example, right here, we can see where it highlights that 63% of companies are just starting to explore this technology, while only 7% have implemented it at the advanced level. It's really just such a great way to call out the opportunity, and you don't even need to dig through paragraphs of text to get that message. Now, as we move through the body of the report, you'll notice that it really follows a clear formula to keep the insights really easy to follow. First, there's, always a strong header that tells you exactly what the topic is, and it even hints at the key takeaway. Then in the paragraphs, it really just clearly explains why the question matters. So that really gives you context so that readers understand why the data is relevant. And there's always a visualization or two to make the numbers really pop and keep things scannable. And, finally, they always wrap it up with some insights. They break down what the data actually means and what readers should do about it. And here at ViB, we actually have a formula for this, which is especially helpful if you plan to write your own report. You can also download this guide, and I'll add a link in the description below. And at this point, I'm sure you can also see that one of the standout strengths of this report is the storytelling approach. Rather than just dumping data, it's been really strategically painting a picture of the problems and opportunities in IAC security. So it started out with IAC challenges and the state of the industry, and it's kind of gradually built up to show the benefits of automation and who should take action. So by the time we kind of get to the case for proactive testing, it is really crystal clear that Snyk is positioned as the natural solution. And at the same time, it really doesn't scream buy our product, but instead the data has done the talking, and the call to action to take security seriously and use tools like Snyk isn't persuasive, but almost feels necessary. And this flow that you see was really cleverly planned out by the ViB Research team back when they were drafting the initial survey. And I think the end product is really great. Finally, let's talk about credibility. What I really love in this report is that it isn't just Snyk's opinion, but instead it's created through third-party research. It's really clear that the data comes from 481 qualified IT professionals and that the research was conducted independently by ViB, which is us. And this is huge because third-party research is essential when it comes to credibility, especially in the eyes of the audience. So after looking at that amazing market research report example, you're probably wondering, how can ViB also help you create a report just like that? Well, ViB is a demand generation partner that offers a whole host of marketing solutions, and ViB Research is just one of them. So how it works with ViB Research is we start by understanding a few things. So your research objectives, your target audience, and I think most importantly, this larger story that you want to tell, which is basically the narrative. And next, we collaborate with you to design your survey questions that also work, backwards to align with that narrative and your ideal CTA that you want to tell via your report. And we then tap into our ViB community to share that survey and capture responses. And this whole process, I would say, is usually the hardest, but we'll take care of it using our really large network of decision makers in tech. And once it's done, our team of analysts will process and analyze the data, and will even go one step further to write you a report, just like Snyk's. This whole process usually takes about 6 to 8 weeks, and you're also free to repurpose your report in any way that you like. And the best part is that this whole solution only costs a fraction of what mid and top tier analyst firms like Gartner and Forrester charge. Our market research reports have helped clients generate millions in pipeline and build content that fuels sales and PR and position themselves as industry experts, all without breaking the bank. Plus, for sticking all the way to the end, you can also grab an exclusive promo to help you lower your risk and get more out of your marketing budget if you're excited to start on a research project like this. So, if you're ready to create your own report or want to get more info, book some time with us via our website and the link below. Otherwise, thanks so much for tuning in with me, and I'm really looking forward to working with you soon.